Hey, shalom, shalom. Give me 1 second, Baba Kasai, Israel. I just want to check the feed, make sure we clear on sound and video. We good to go. Already. Let's get a most high hand. hmm Shalom, Israel. We are the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. Started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, where we are led by the Commanding General YAHANNA. You understand? Since 1969, we've been teaching the truth about the Bible. The truth that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the Israelites of antiquity, man. We are God's true chosen people. Also, truths that Yahweh Shai, or no, the world ignorantly knows as Jesus Christ, he was a black man. You know what I'm saying? He was a Jew, which means he was a black man. Not which means he was a black man. He was a Jew and he was a black man. Also, the truth that, you know what I'm saying, the Most High God of Israel is the God of Israel, not the God of anybody else. And God doesn't love everybody. And that's said in the scriptures. These are the truths that we've been teaching since 1969. And since then, we haven't been affiliated with any other so-called Hebrew Israelite group, man. Those other brothers are lost, and they know where to find a way. You know what I'm saying? These doors are open to them. You know what I'm saying? But until then, Lord be with them. You know what I'm saying? If you're not in the I.S.U.P.K, you are not in the truth. With that being said, today is Saturday. Let's get the Lord another hand, man. We survived another week in this oppression. We we doing the Lord's will. You know what I'm saying, so that he can send his son back down here to free us out of his captivity. You know what I'm saying? His son is either gonna free us or destroy us. We either gonna be saved by his son's sword, or we gonna feel the wrath of his son's sword. It's one of the two. And in the I.S.U.P.K, we trying to be saved by Yahweh Shai's sword. You know what I'm saying? But Salaki on that tangent, you know what I'm saying? This Saturday is the 7th day of the week, man. You know what I'm saying? This is the Sabbath. This is the I.S.U.P.K Houston, I.S.U.P.K Beaumont, Port Arthur, and Galveston Sabbath service, man. Where we remember the Sabbath and keep it holy. You know what I'm saying? As is one of the 10 commandments, right? One of the law, statutes, and commandments. So remember the Sabbath and keep it holy. That's what we do here on these I.S.U.P.K Sabbath service all around the world, man. We have this ceremony. It's a high holy day. That's what we're reading about as in Leviticus as of now and in the Sabbath service. But let me expound. You know what I'm saying? It's a celebration. The Sabbath service is a ceremonial process to observe the Sabbath. You know what I'm saying? The Sabbath is, in fact, a high holy day. You know what I'm saying? It's the day where the Lord told us there's no servile work, and we have to remember this day. And it's a holy congregation at that. We come together and observe this day. You know what I'm saying? Keep it holy, as in set apart from the other days. You know what I'm saying? The other days we might be working. The other days we might, you know what I'm saying, eat a donut and coffee for breakfast. On the Sabbath, you know what I'm saying, have some beef, bacon, and a croissant, man. You know what I'm saying? I want to say it's a feast day, but you don't have to have a feast every Saturday. The oppressor in this kingdom is not going to permit that you have a feast every week. But in the kingdom, best believe, you know, it's gonna be turkey chops and pancakes every Saturday morning. But yeah, uh, but we observe the Sabbath to keep it holy. This ceremonial process you see with blowing the horn, drinking the wine, you know what I'm saying, saying the prayers, holding the scrolls, saluting the Torah. You know what I'm saying? This is a ceremonial process that dates back to the days of the Old Testament. And we keep it in the I.S.U.P.K. You know You know what I'm saying? There's the only place where you can truly learn how to keep the commandments, and observing the Sabbath is one of the commandments we keep in I.S.U.P.K. And here we teach you how to do it. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna get started. It's gonna be me rock and rolling it once again. You know what I'm saying? I'm Officer 500 Abakan Banyawada. It's gonna be me. You know what I'm saying? If anyone wants to join, you know what I'm saying? You know where to go. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? If we get a priest to join us, the Most High in Christ, but it's gonna be me. So I'm gonna say I Madium, and we're gonna get started with the prayers, then the service. So I Madium, which means to stand. Yabakan, Banyahawada, Banyashala. I messed that up. Yabakan, Banyahawada, Banyashala. Yahaba Shimyal Shabrakatham. Layashala. So now I'm gonna say Sar Wapanya Hakwadam, which means turn and face the east. We're gonna face east and get into the prayers. So Sar, which means to turn. This is the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Haya, Shamka, Yahweh, Malakwaka, Taba'ah, Ratazaika, Haya, Aisha, Ba'rataza, Kawa, Haya, Bashamayim, Nathanda Lacham, Ka, Yawam, Wasalak Lanawa, Kawabath Nawa, Kasalak Nawa, Kawathi Nawa, Wala'ah, Tabayanawa, Banasayawan, Abal, Hawashaya Nawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Wahala, Wahata Parath, Mahawalamyam, Aman. In the English, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever, so be it. This Hakak, the power, in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Babakashah, Nathan Lanawa, Hakak, Larapa'ah, Kal Machala, Wakal Marawa, Hakak, Latzahar, Ha Matzarayim, Hakak, Lahakwayam, Hamathia, Hakak, Harakawa, Ma'Allah, Lagarashan, Bashim Yahawashai, Wada Aman. In the English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahawashai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out, in the name of Yahawashai. Thank you, so be it. Bless Israel in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Bahashim Yahawashai, Barak Lenawa, Wa Yasha'Allah, Wahab Bayal Saparium, Barak, Bahashim Yahawashai, Tawada Aman. In the English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahawashai, bless us and Israel and the school. In the name of Yahawashai, thank you, so be it. This is Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah, Ayanya, Al-Haharium, Ma'ayan, Yaba'ah, Isariah, Ma'ain, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayim, Wa'aratazah, Al-Yatan, Lamawat, Regalka, Al-Yanawam, Shamarka, Hana, La'ah, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yayishan, Shawamar, Yasha'Allah, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Al-Yad, Yamyanka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'ayakayaka, Wayarak, Balayala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makal Rai, Yashamar, Afnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar Taza'afka, Wabawa'aka, Ma'aitha, Wa'aid Awalam. In the English, I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Yasha'Allah shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, from this time forth and even forevermore. This is Psalm 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, all damayalaka, all takarash, wa all tashakwat, all kaya, hana, awayabika, yahama yawan, wa mashanayaka, sha'awa, ra'ash, all amika, ya'ira yamwa, sawad, wayata ya'ai tazawa, all tazapawanyaka, amarwa, Lakawa, Wanakakiyadam, Magalia, Wala'an, Yazakar, Sham Yasha'Allah, Iwad, Kaya, Nawa'ai Tazawa, Lab, Yakhadwa, Aryakab, Baryath, Yakarathwa, Ahalia, Adawam, Wayashamai Aliyam, Mawa'aba, Wahagarium, Gabal, Wa Amawan, Wa Amalak, Palashaf, Am Yeshabia, Tazawar, Gum Ashawar, Nalawa, Imam, Hayawa, Zarawai, Labanya, Lawat, Salah, Aishalaham, Kamadian, Kasiyasa Ra'ah, Kayabian, Banakal, Koyashawan, Nashamadwa, Ba'ayan Da'ara, Hayawa, Daman, La Adama, Shayatamwa, Nadiyamawa, Ka Irab, Wakaza Abba, Wakaza Abak, Wakaz Zalmanai, Kar Nasia Kamwa, Ashar, Amarwa, Nayarasha, La Nawab, Af, Na'awath, Alahayim, Alahaya, Shayatamwa, Kagagala, Kakwash, La Panya Rokwa, Ka'ash, La Ba'ira, Ya'ira, Wakal Lahaba, Talahat, Harium, Khan, Tharadapma, Basairika, Wabasa Wapafka, Sabahalam, Mala'ah, Panyaham, Palawan, Wayabakwashwa, Shamka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Wayabahawa, Ai, Wayakaparwa, Wayabadwa, Wayadaiwa, Kaya, Atha, Shamka, Yahawa, Labadka, Al Yawan, Al Kaharataza. In the English, keep not power, peace, still power, for lo, thy and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. Come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom, the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Assur also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Salah, do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kison, which perished at Endor, became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb, and like Zeeb, yea, all their princes as Zabah, and as Zamuna, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of the power in possession. O my power, make them like the wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth a wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth. Sar, which means turn and face the front. Yeshabium, which means you may be seated. We can give them prayers a hand too. And prayers hit harder than the last time every time. You know what I'm saying? I just noticed in the prayer, I didn't just notice, but it was just it just came to my forefront that wow, I just forgot. Well, let me read it again. Yeah, the end of the prayer, the end of Psalms 83. You know what I'm saying? That men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh. That men that they're talking about is not the men of Israel, because the men of Israel already, and at that point in the prayer, the men of Israel know who Yahweh is, the name of the earth. Like that men may know, that man is all the other heathens. You know what I'm saying? At one point in the world, you know what I'm saying, in reading in the book of Joshua mostly, you know what I'm saying, other books as well, all the other heathens knew that the Most High God was the God of Israel. And they knew not to mess with the Israelites because of that God. You know what I'm saying? We need to get back to that point. We need to get back to the point. The fear of the Most High is the beginning of all wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Even for the heathen. You know what I'm saying? Which means like the heathen is not going to oppress the Israelite man because he fears the Most High's wrath. We need to get back to that point, man. But it all starts with you, black and brown man, black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. It starts with you putting that pork down, putting them cigarettes down. You know what I'm saying? Staying with your wife, not going to pick which wife you want to stay with. You know what I'm saying? Not condoning homosexuality. You know what I'm saying? It starts with you keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments, man. So yeah, man, it's a beautiful thing. Them prayers, man, every week. You know what I'm saying? We face east and let our Father know how what's going on down here. Remind him, man. We want that sensor of smoke in the fourth dimension. That sensor full of our prayers and our necessities to get full, man. We want the Most High to see us, see the I.S.U.P.K down here, rolling out the red carpet for Yahawashi, so that the Most High can just send Yahawashi down. That's what we want. But yeah, man. Now we about to get started. We about to start reading in the Hebrew. Where we left off, we had Leviticus 23, man. A beautiful chapter, one of the more important chapters of the whole Torah and all of the script. Not the whole Torah. The Torah is, what we say in the I.S.U.P.K is, if you are finding out that you're an Israelite and you really want to be serious about keeping your culture, read all 5 books of the Torah. You know, those 5 books are very important. But Leviticus 23 is one of the more important chapters in the. I kind of want to say is a very. I don't want to say it's more important than the rest of the book, but it's just a very important chapter in the book. It's a book that goes over what we should be celebrating as a nation of people, because we know we shouldn't be celebrating Christmas. We know we shouldn't be celebrating Halloween and Thanksgiving and what do you call it, Valentine's Day. But what do we celebrate? Do we just go 365 days? You know what I'm saying? But just being regular? No, it's times where certain things in our culture need to be remembered and paid some respect to. And Leviticus 23 goes over it. So we're about to be reading Leviticus 23 and 26. That's where we left off. We're going to be reading in the Hebrew. I'm going to go try to recap most of Leviticus 23 just so we can have a solid understanding. I'm not gonna beat a dead horse. I know this is the 3rd time, but I want Leviticus 23 to be us to have a clear wrap around Leviticus 23. But we're gonna start at Leviticus 23 and 26 in the Hebrew, and then we're gonna go on. If you want to join in the Hebrew, you can download the Bible Hub app. That's what we use. You can download the app. You click Bible, and then on those rows of 3-letter abbreviations, you go to the bottom row and go to the right where it says INT. You click INT. Then the interlinear of the text will pop up. If you're in the New Testament, it'll be the Greek, but we're in the Old Testament. So you want to go back to the very top row, go to book, chapter, and verse, go to the book Leviticus. After that click, you'll see that it populates in the Hebrew, the Lashon Kodash. That's the original text of the Old Testament. But then you want to go to your book and chapter and verse. So you go to chapter Leviticus 23. You click it again for verse 23 and 26. And that's where we are. We're reading the Hebrew. Hebrew is read from right to left. And we're not reading the blue. You know what I'm saying? The blue is Yiddish. The red is English interpretation. But we are reading the black. That is the Lashon Kodash. Another way we dive into our culture in the I.S.U.P.K, knowing the language that we speak, or we used to speak, that we should still speak. All right, I'm going to get started. Salakia. This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 26, in the Hebrew. Wayadabar, Yahweh, Al, Mashah, La'amar. Verse 27. Aka, Ba'ai La Chadash, Ha Shabayayo, Ha Shabayaya, Hazah, Yawam, Ha Kaparium, Hawa'a, Makwa Ra'a, Quadash, Yahaya, Lakam, Wa'ai Nayatham, Ath, Napash Thayakam, Wa Ha Qurabtham, Asha, La Yahweh. Verse 28. Wakal, Ma La Aka, La'a, the Aishwa, Ba Itazam, it's like it, Ba Itazam, Hayawam, Hazah, Kaza, it's like Kaya, Yawam, Kaparium, Hawa'a, La Kapar, I, La Yakam, La Panya, Yahweh, Alahayakum. Verse 29. Kaya, Call, Ha Napash, Ashar, La'a, Ta Aina, Ba Atazam, Hayawam, Hazah, Wa Nakaratha, Ma I Maya. Verse 30. Wakal, Ha Napash, Ashar, Ha Aisha, Call, Ma La Aka, Ba Itazam, Hayawam, Hazah, Wa Ha'a Ba, it's like Wa Salakia, Wa Abadathia, Ath, Ha Napash, Ha Hawa'a, Ma Qurab, Ma. Verse 31. Call, Ma La Aka, La'a, the Aishwa, Hakwath, Slakia, Chakwath, I Walam, La Darathiakum, Bakal, Ma Shabbathiakum. Verse 32. Shabbath, Shabbath Wan, Hawa'a, Lakam, Wa Inayatham, Ath, Napash Thayakam, Ba Thasha'aya, La Chadash, Ba Irab, Ma Irab, Id, Irab, the Shabbathwa, Shabbathkum. Verse 33. Wa Yadabar, Yahweh, All, Mashah, La'amar. Verse 34. Dabar, All, Banya, Yasha'ala, La'amar. Ha Ishara. Yawam. La Khadash. Ha Shabayaya. Hazah. Chaga. Ha Sakawath. Shaba'ith. Yum Yum. La Yahweh. Verse 35. Bayawam. Ha Ra'ashawan. Ma Kwara'a. Kwadash. Kal. Mala Akath. Ibadah. La'ah. The Ishua. Verse 36. Shaba'ith. Yum Yum. The Quarayabwa. Asha. La Yahweh. Bayawam. Ha Shamayanya. Ma Kwara'a. Kwadash. Yahaya. Lakam. Wa Ha Korabath Slakin. Wa Ha Korabatham. Asha. La Yahweh. I Tazarat. Hawa'am. Kal. Ma La Akath. Ibadah. La'ah. The Ishua. Already. So now we're gonna go to the English. You know what I'm saying? I'm only gonna I'm gonna run through I'm not gonna run through Leviticus, but I'm gonna go through it because we really should be past Leviticus 23. I mean, I'm not gonna run through Leviticus 23, but I'm gonna kind of I'm gonna just, you know what I'm saying, sear it a little bit more into our minds. I'm gonna start at the top, but I'm gonna skim down to where we were, and then I'm gonna go through what we went through. So like I said, Leviticus 23 is the chapter where we're reading in Leviticus right now, where we're getting our laws. You know what I'm saying? We're mainly getting our culture, because our laws are pretty much the cornerstone of our culture. You know what I'm saying? What we eat, what not to eat. You know what I'm saying? Who we can sleep with. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? When we can be around our brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? Showing brotherhood, how we act around our brothers and sisters, how we act in the workplace. You know what I'm saying? How we act in the family. You know what I'm saying? Who we can who we can who we can call our brother. You know what I'm saying? Who we can how we supposed to worship the Lord, sacrificing and burnt offerings. You know what I'm saying? How we pay tribute to the priest. You know what I'm saying? Giving 10%. You know what I'm saying? Everything that our day-to-day lives is covered in these laws, statutes, and commandments. You know what I'm saying? And Leviticus mainly. And Leviticus 23 is going into, you know what I'm saying, when we're supposed to celebrate and why we're supposed to celebrate as a nation. So we're going to go over it a little bit. This is Leviticus 23:1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, verse 2, speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, concerning the feast of the Lord, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations. We looked up the word holy convocations last week, and we know it's set apart gatherings. A convocation is a gathering, you know what I'm saying, or the what do you call it? The biblical dictionary told us it was a celebration. So in the Google dictionary, it says it's a gathering. So with those two definitions, you know it's a celebratory gathering. So these are set apart gatherings, set apart holy gatherings. It almost sounds like family reunions. You know what I'm saying? In a family reunion, you can't. I mean, sometimes they do really kind of be breaking the family reunion code these days. They be having friends just show up and eat food and you know what I'm saying, such and such from down the block, and coworkers just join along or whatever. But really, family reunion is meant for the family to get together and have a little picnic or a little barbecue or whatever. And that's you know what I'm saying. It's really meant for the family. So as far as family, when I say family reunion, that's not nowhere near as serious as a high holy day, because these are set apart for the nation of Israel, man. No other nation of people can come. The Moabite man, which is the Chinese man, the Am man, which is the Japanese man, the Edomite man, which is the white man, Ishmaelite, the all of these nations of people are mentioned in the Bible. They all have a biblical lineage, and if you're not of the biblical lineage of Israel, meaning you're not a Negro or Hispanic or a Native American Indian, then you are. When I say Negro, I mean the Judite nations, the black man. You know what I'm saying? The If you're not black, Hispanic, and Native American, when I said I meant to say what is it? The Benjamite. Benjamite is not necessarily considered Negro, but they are black men. Benjamite are the Jamaicans and the West Indians. So, but once again, if you are not black, Hispanic, and Native American, then you are not part of the holy that says set apart. You are not in that a part of set apart. So you are not allowed to these holy convocations. But then it said these are the feasts of the Lord, man. These are feasts of the Lord, these days are the days that the Lord wants you to relax and be with family. Not Christmas. You know what I'm saying? The Lord could care less about how it feels to wake up that morning and open up gifts with your family sitting on the couch. The Lord really hates that. But the Lord would rather you come to the school on a Feast of Tabernacles and eat some turkey. Not turkey, but what do we be cooking? Some chicken or something. What we cooking? We cook, man. These sisters be going. Give a hand for these sisters and these feast days, man. We got a feast day this Sunday, but we gonna get into it. But yeah, so I'm gonna keep reading a little bit. Verse 3. 6 days shall work be done, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of rest and holy convocation. Ye shall do no work therein. It is a Sabbath of the Lord in all your dwellings. So this is the first convocation mentioned, the seventh day of every week, the Sabbath. It's supposed to be a gathering, man, at the school. You know, the people do this Sabbath service is a convocation, man. You guys watching online, you know what I'm saying? The devil or the oppressor, who is the devil the Bible speaks of, he makes it so that it's hard for us to get here, or he makes us have it makes it so that it's not always as easy to come show up at Sabbath. But you watching online and you a part of this. I mean, if you're an Israelite and you know what I'm saying, you hear in spirit, you're part of this holy convocation, this Sabbath. No servile work to be done. That's going to be a reoccurring theme within all of these feasts of the Lord. I'm going to keep going. Verse 4. These are the feasts of the Lord, even holy convocations, which ye shall proclaim in their seasons. So it said the Sabbath, that's the Sabbath of the Lord. And then it says the rest of them are the feast of the Lord. So once again, like we don't expect the sisters to go make a 5-course meal every Saturday. But we do want to keep remembering to keep it holy. The rest of these convocations are feasts of the Lord. But the first convocation mentioned in Leviticus 23 is the Sabbath, which is the Sabbath of the Lord. So I'm going to keep going. Verse 5. The 14th day of the first month at even is the Lord's Passover. This is the first feast of the Lord mentioned in the Leviticus 23. You know what I'm saying? And it is really the most important. It's talking about Passover. On the 14th day of the first month, in the middle of the first month in the Hebrew calendar, not the Gregorian calendar, the January is the first month of the Gregorian calendar. January, the trees are still dead, and it's still winter time, and you know what I'm saying, and it's still cold, and the earth is still in a state where it feels like it's the end. You know what I'm saying? But in the springtime, the Abib, which is the first month of the Hebrew calendar, is normally around April. It usually is April in the Gregorian calendar. April is spring. You know what I'm saying? The trees are starting to re, to recover from that deadly, not deadly, but that harsh winter and grow back. It's the beginning of growth. It's the beginning of a new year. That's spring. That's why it's the first month. Gregorian calendar is based on what do you call it? The oppressor and the Edomite man worshiping his gods, man. All of the months of the Gregorian calendar, I don't want to say all of them, but most of them surround a worship of a Roman god. You know what I'm saying? That's really why we have that calendar. But the oppressor, the Edomite man, is the ruler of this kingdom. You know what I'm saying? He's in rulership right now. So that's why you have to clock in, and you have to look at his calendar, and you have to work around. You have to go day by day, thinking, oh, it's July 42nd, or it's October 1st. Nah, and when Christ returned, we're gonna go back to the Hebrew calendar. But when we reading about these months in the Bible, know that it's talking about the Hebrew calendar. And when it says the first month, it's not talking about January. But yeah, this is talking about Passover. Passover is the first high holy day of the Hebrew year, man. It's when man, if I start going into every I'm gonna just vaguely go over each one. So Passover is we celebrate the death of our enemies when we were in Egypt, man. You know what I'm saying? When we were in Egypt, we were being oppressed like never before, and the Lord, you know what I'm saying, had to get us up out of that, get us up out of that hell, man. And he smited our oppressors in Egypt, man. He had an angel come over and kill all of their firstborns, and it was so bad. The angel did such a number on them that Israelites had to put lamb's blood on their door and stay inside a specific time. You know what I'm saying? They had to stay inside the crib, and if if an Israelite didn't have a crib, we had to say, hey, you gonna stay in our crib tonight. And then they stay in the crib, and then they put lamb's blood over the door. And then when the angel come, the angel was just wreaking havoc so hard that when he saw that lamb's blood, he knew, he was saying, hey, that's the Israelites. I'm gonna pass over them. You know what I'm saying? That's why they called it Passover. It's really the death of our enemies, man. You know what I'm saying? The Jewish man will have you believe it's some dreidel spinning day, but that's why this is not their culture. You know, no, that's Hanukkah. I'm sorry, yeah. Hanukkah, once again, we're gonna get into that. The Hanukkah is low key the death of our enemies once again, but the Jewish man will have you thinking it's some dreidel spinning. You know what I'm saying? 8 days of loving each other type day. But yeah, that's Passover. I'm gonna keep going. Verse 6, and on the 15th day of the same month is the feast of unleavened bread. So the day right after Passover day is the next feast, the Feast of Unleavened Bread. We celebrate this as a nation every day, every year in the I.S.U.P.K. We gather together. This is the most important feast of the year. You know what I'm saying? Passover. Even Christ celebrated Passover, man. Christ went to Passover. You know what I'm saying? Passover is really important, man. It's where as a culture, it's where as a people, you know what I'm saying, we remember our culture to the most. This weekend of Passover, and we show, and the brotherhood is amazing, and the I.S.U.P.K, because that's where the culture is. That's where the culture is kept. We show brotherhood like none other, man. Make sure you pay your Passover fee and join us. It's gonna be in Houston this year, man. I think it's this next year. It's like make sure you pay your tithes first and foremost. Pay your Passover fee, man. It's gonna be a whole week of events, free food all week. You know what I'm saying? Events all week. There's gonna be children, games, and all types of stuff. You know what I'm saying? All week long, $200 for every adult already. But yeah, that weekend, and that's 2 feast days. You know what I'm saying? You're getting 2 big meals and a whole bunch of little meals. The rest of the days, events. Yeah, man. But that's the Feast of Unleavened Bread, right after Passover. The Feast of Unleavened Bread is we eat unleavened bread for I think 7 days. It says 7 days. We eat unleavened bread for 7 days, starting that day, and no bread with leaven in it. So we can't eat sourdough or whatever bread you like. We can't eat hostess cakes. We can't eat cake. We can't eat cupcake. We can't eat any type of bread with leaven in it. Only unleavened bread, which is like tortillas, and we have a recipe for unleavened bread in the I.S.U.P.K. It's delicious too, but that's the only bread we can eat for 7 days. And that high holy day is remembering. Man, this is gonna take forever. I'm not gonna be able to move too much further. Yeah, I'm just gonna read it because breaking it down, I don't wanna be stagnant. I'm gonna be in big trouble if I stay in Leviticus 23 for 3 weeks. So I'm just gonna read it and somewhat break it down. So verse 6, and on the 15th day of the same month of the same month is the feast of unleavened bread unto the Lord. 7 days ye must eat unleavened bread. Verse 7, and the first day ye shall have a holy convocation, and ye shall do no servile work therein. Verse 8, but ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord 7 days. And the 7th day is a holy convocation, ye shall do no servile work therein. So pretty much this observe 7 days. On the first day of the 7th day, you have a feast day. On the last day of the days, you have a feast day. All 7 days, you're eating unleavened bread only, and remembering when the nation didn't have time to had to escape Egypt so fast that we didn't even have time to wait for our bread to finish cooking. We had to eat unleavened bread. That's really what it's about. So that's 2 feasts. We have Sabbath and then 2 feasts. So we have 3 so far. I'm going to go to the next one, skipping down to verse 10. Speak unto the children of Israel and say unto them, when ye come into the land which I give you, and shall reap which I give unto you, and shall reap the harvest, then ye shall bring a sheaf of the first fruits of your harvest unto the priest. Verse 11, and he shall wave the sheaf before the Lord to be accepted for you. On the morrow after the Sabbath, the priest shall wave it. So here is Turkin talking about okay, this next one is the Feast of First Fruits. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking for the exact day of which month it says, but I'm not able to find it. But once again, I don't want to spend too much time on it, so I'm kind of just gonna cheat a little bit. So in I.S.U.P.K, we have this. This is a high holy day calendar. You know, all of these days are high holy convocations, and I hear it's a major a very enduring entailing of going in the scriptures and finding out what day it says as far as the Hebrew calendar, and finding out what day in the Hebrew calendar it is in this Gregorian date calendar in this day of age. Because the Gregorian calendar changes, the days change every year. I don't know if you've noticed, but sometimes Christmas is on a Thursday. Sometimes Christmas is on a Saturday. Sometimes Christmas is on a Monday. It changes damn near every year. You know, it never, because it's not a solid calendar. It's built around worship of Roman gods. But yeah, that's why it's so difficult for the entailing of finding out what day in the scriptures is the day that we have to actually worship as a nation, as far as high holy days. But but the men of the Lord do it, man. Give them a hand. The men of the Lord get it done. You know what I'm saying? So every year we have one of these. You can find these online. You know what I'm saying? Definitely go to ISUPK.com, pay your tithes, and then look for this. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm gonna go through them. So we read about the Sabbath. That's the one. Then Passover, the 14th day of the first month. Feast of Unleavened Bread. That's the second one. 15th day of the first month, the day after Passover. Feast of First Fruits starts after the Sabbath of unleavened bread. That's why I couldn't find it, because it's talking about the Sabbath after the seventh day. That seventh day of unleavened bread. After that Sabbath, the Sabbath right after the unleavened bread, 7 days. That's the Feast of First Fruits. So, and then you count 50 days. That's pretty much remembering that, you know what I'm saying, we have to give tribute to the Lord, man. The Lord deserves our best, because without the Lord, we wouldn't have anything. So that's a high holy day. And then after that is memorial of the blowing of the trumpets. That's the first day of the 7th month. The 7th month. So that's kind of like, in the Gregorian calendar, it would be the middle of the, it would be the end of the end of the year. It would be around fall in the Gregorian calendar. But it's supposed to be fall is really the middle of the year, right? It's a little cool. Everything is not dead yet, but it's getting there. It's the middle of the year. It's fall. That's the memorial of the blowing of the trumpets, and that's we observe that and remembering. Here, I'm gonna read it in the scriptures. It says 24, Leviticus 23 and 24. So going to Leviticus 23 and 24. Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, in the 7th month, in the first day of the month, shall ye have a Sabbath of a memorial of blowing of trumpets and holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein, but ye shall offer of an offering made by fire unto the Lord. These offerings, we learned about these offerings, man. These, if it's not a sin offering or a trespass offering, only the priests were allowed to eat. And a sin offering, nobody was allowed to eat. But other than that, if it's an offering other than that, then everybody can eat it. You know what I'm saying? It's a barbecue. We burning it for the Lord and eating it for the nation. You know what I'm saying? That's what these offerings are talking about. We barbecuing and observing these days in the Lord, man. Yeah, barbecues do go back to Old Testament times. Yes, sir. But blowing of the memorial of the trumpets. Memorial of the trumpets we're remembering the custom in our culture where the sound of a trumpet meant something. Just like you might be chilling in the crib and you hear a siren. You know what? You can tell the difference of different sirens, right? You know one siren is a police siren. You know one siren is a firefighter siren, or what's it called? A fire truck siren. You know one siren is a ambulance. You even know the siren that's when the tow truck siren. When you hurry up and run outside, make sure they're not towing your car. You know what I'm saying? You know these different sirens. You know they're different things, and you know what's going on. Well, back in the days of Old Testament, we had different sounds of the horn. Like I just blew that chauffeur this morning. You know what I'm saying? It was like I forgot how I blew it. It was a well, we had some horns back then that go like different little tunes, and they meant different things, man. And you had to know what it meant, or you was gonna be left in bad shape. Because some of them sirens meant, hey, we need to gather together. Some of them sirens meant, hey, you know what I'm saying? It's a new priest been anointed. Some of them sirens meant, hey, we at war, we need to evacuate. Or whatever it meant, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? A new priest being anointed, I don't know about that. But who knows? I don't know exactly what they had, but I do know that it was common to hear a siren and know what it meant. But yeah, that's that. Now we getting into what we read in the Hebrew, so I really caught up. So I can read the scriptures now for what I read. We start verse 26. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, verse 27, also on the 10th day of this 7th month, there shall be a day of atonement. It shall be an holy convocation unto you, and ye shall afflict your souls. So this is the day of atonement. We got Sabbath, we got the Passover, we got the unleavened bread, we got Feast of First Fruits, and we got Memorial of the Blowing of the Trumpets. So now the 7th is the Day of Atonement. This is a holy convocation. We gather and have a Sabbath service. You know what I'm saying? We gather and have a service, and we keep our culture, but we afflict our souls for the Lord. How do we do this? How do we afflict our souls? Our souls? No water or no food for 24 hours. For all able-bodied people, able-bodied Israelites, you know what I'm saying? If you're pregnant or you're elderly or you take medication that requires food, then you don't have to worry about not afflicting your soul. There'll be men that'll do it for you, men and women that'll do it for you. But if you're able-bodied, then you do this for the Lord. This is a high holy day, the Day of Atonement. And offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. Verse 28, and ye shall do no work in that same day, for it is a day of atonement, to make an atonement before the Lord your God. So no servile work is expected to be done on all of these days, even the Sabbath. You know what I'm saying? But once again, you know what I'm saying, the oppressors, the devil, the Bible speaks of. We can't always get it our way in his captivity. Verse 29, for whatsoever soul it be that shall not be afflicted in that same day, he shall be cut off from among his people. So in the days of the Old Testament, if they saw an able-bodied man sneaking a hamburger, or not a hamburger, but a piece of quail or chicken or whatever, on this day, on the Day of Atonement, and it's like, and they ask him, hey, say, bro, why you eating that chicken? And, man, I couldn't take it no more. That brother would be cut off from amongst his people. He would have to be. That's how serious that this day was taken. You know what I'm saying? If you can't afflict your soul one day for the Lord, then how can I take you serious, man? How will I know you got my back if you don't even got the Lord's back? So they were serious, man. It said this brother will be cut off from amongst his people. All right, verse 30. And whatsoever soul it be that doeth any work in the same soul will I destroy from among his people. No servile work was serious too, man. You know what I'm saying? We didn't. You was expected to not have to work for nobody. Servile work meaning you doing work for somebody else. You know what I'm saying? If you forcing somebody to work, or you trying to work for somebody for whatever reason, get a little extra money, a little bit more increase on one of these days, the Lord will take care of you at that point. Lord, that's a sin. Well, it's not a sin, but the Lord gonna take care of you, because I'm gonna find out if it's a sin or not. Because I'm definitely gonna find that out. Verse 31. Ye shall do no manner of work. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations and all your dwellings. All your generations, that's why we doing it now, man. Thank God for Abba Bivens. Thank God for, you know what I'm saying, the founding fathers of I.S.U.P.K. And thank God for Commander General YAHANNA, man, because now we are still keeping this culture that it told us but we're supposed to be keeping. When it says throughout your generations and all your dwellings, that means for keep going, your kids, and wherever they live. You know, all your dwellings and all your generations. Now we find his brothers all the way in Japan or wherever they at. You know what I'm saying? They reading the Bible, they knowing I'm that person. I'm gonna observe the Day of Atonement. I'm not gonna eat or drink for 24 hours. All your generations, all your dwellings. Verse 32. It shall be unto you a Sabbath of rest, and ye shall afflict your souls in the 9th day of the month at even. From even unto even, ye shall celebrate your Sabbath. So once again, the Day of Atonement is a Sabbath, but you are afflicting your souls. Verse 33. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, verse 34, speak unto the children of Israel, saying, the 15th day of this 7th month shall be the Feast of Tabernacles, for 7 days of the Lord. So this is the Feast of Tabernacles, man. The 15th day of the 7th month. The month right after, I think, so this is also on the same month in the Hebrew calendar as the Day of Atonement. The 7th month, the Day of Atonement is on the 7th month, and the Feast of Tabernacles is on the 7th month. So these are in the same month. The Feast of Tabernacles and the Day of Atonement. But the Feast of Tabernacles, it says we're to dwell in booths. We're supposed to be in booths. I'm going to read it. Verse 34, the speak unto the children of Israel, saying, the 15th day of this 7th month shall be the Feast of Tabernacles, for 7 days unto the Lord. Verse 35, on the first day shall be a holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein. Verse 36, 7 days ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. On the 8th day shall be a holy convocation unto you, and ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. It is a solemn assembly, and ye shall do no servile work therein. I guess it talks. I remember talking about dwelling in booths. I think it talks about the dwelling in the booths at the end of the chapter. So we got to go back into the Hebrew now. Even though I'm going over all of them, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna go back to the Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? Conduct the Sabbath service as needs to be conducted. I'm gonna go back into it. So now we're at 37, right? Leviticus 23 and 37. Back to the Hebrew. This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 37. Allah, ma wa'adaya, Yahweh, Ashar, Tha Kora'awa, Atham, Ma Kora'aya, Quadash, Ha Korab, Asha, La Ila, Wa Manakha. It's like Wa Manakha, Zabak, Wa Nasakayam, Dabar, Yawam, Bayawamwa. It's like it. Verse 38. Malabad, Shabbathath. It's like it. Shabbathath. It's like it. Shabbathath. Yahweh. Wa Malabad. Ma Sanathayakam. Wa Malabad. Call Nadariyakam. Wa Malabad. Call Nadab. It's like a Nadabawathiyakam. Ashar Thathanwa. La Yahweh. Verse 39. Aka. Ba Chamasha. It's like Ba Chamasha. Ishar. It's like Ishara. Yawam La Khadash. Ha Shabayaya. Ba Asapakam. Ath. Tha Bawa'ath. Ha Arataza. Tha Chagawa. Ath. Chaga. Yahweh. Shaba'ath. Yum Yum. Bayawam. Ha Ra'ashawan. Shabbathwan. Wa Bayawam. Ha Shamayanya. Shabbathwan. Verse 40. Wa La Quakatham. Lakam. Bayawam. Ha Ra'ashawan. Parya. Aitaza. Ha Dara. Slaki. Hadar. Kapath. Tha Mariam. It's like a Thamarium. Wa Inap. Aitaza. Inap. Ibath. Wa Irabia. Nakhal. Wa Shamakatham. Lapanya. Yahweh. Allahayakam. Shaba'ath. Yum Yum. Verse 41. Wa Chagatham. Athwa. Chaga. La Yahweh. Shaba'ath. Yum Yum. Bashana. Chakwath. Iwalam. Ladarthayakam. It's like Ladarathayakam. Ba Khadash. Ha Shabayaya. Tha Chagawa. Athwa. Verse 42. Ba Sakaf. Thashabua. Shaba'ath. Yum Yum. Call. Ha Azarach. Ba Sha'ala. Ba, it's like Ba Yasha'ala. Yashabua. Ba Sakaf. Verse 43. La Ma'ain. Yada Iowa. Darathyakum. Kaya. Ba Sakawath. Ha Washabathya. Ath Banya. Yasha'ala. Ba Hawataza Ya'aya. Awatham. Ma Arataza. Ma Tazarayam. Anya. Yahweh. Allahayakam. Verse 44. Wayadabar. Mashah. Ath. Ma Idaya. Yahweh. All. Banya. Yasha'ala. Leviticus chapter 24, verse 1 in the Hebrew. Wayadabar, Yahweh, Al Mash La'amar. Verse 2. Tazawa, Ath, Banya, Yasha'ala, Waya, Kwakwa. Al Yaka, Shaman, Zayath, Zakah, Kathiyath, La Ma'awar, La Ha'ilath, Nara Yad. All right. Gonna go back to the English. We're gonna end off Leviticus 23, man. Gonna get this understanding, and then we're gonna go into Leviticus 24. So this is the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 37. These are the feasts of the Lord, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations, to offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord, a burnt offering, and a meat offering, a sacrifice, and drink offerings, everything upon this day. That just sounds like a good time, right? We got barbecue, we got drinks, we got wine, you know what I'm saying? We got food, you know what I'm saying? And we doing it all for the Lord, man. You know what I'm saying? A barbecue and some strong make a good time. When you're doing it for the Lord and you got your family there, and your boys there, and brotherhood, man, you're having a good time, and you're doing it because the Lord wants you to do it to remember your culture, man. It's a high holy day. Verse 38. Besides the Sabbaths of the Lord, and besides your gifts, and beside all your vows, and beside all your free will. Let me see if it read Purim. So Purim is a day. So all, and it didn't even have the feast of Hanukkah. So I shouldn't have brought this. I mean, I definitely can. It's all good me bringing this up. This is a holy convocation sheet, but these last two on this sheet are not mentioned in Leviticus 23. You know, so they're high holy days, and I'm sure it says that in the scriptures that is said to be meant, that is mentioned of why these two celebrations, the last two, need to be remembered in our nation. But I'm not going to go over them because they're not part of Leviticus 23. So Leviticus 23 celebrations end with Feast of Tabernacles. And we're about to get into the booths of the tabernacles right now. So I'm going to start over on verse 38. Verse 38. Beside the Sabbaths of the Lord, and beside your gifts, and beside all your vows, and beside all your free will offerings, which you gave unto the Lord. So this day is different. You're expected to contribute different than what you normally contribute. If you pay your tithes, yeah, we'll still bring some dishes for the Feast of First Fruits, and pay your tithes. If you gave a burnt offering last week, then bring a burnt offering for this day too, because this is a feast of the Lord. It's the memorial of the blowing of the trumpets. You know what I'm saying? These are free will brotherhood, man. You should want to do it, and it's your culture. Verse 39. Also in the 15th day of the 7th month, when ye gather the fruit of the land, the 15th day of the 7th month. So we're talking about that day of tabernacles right now, right? The 7th month, the 7th month of the Hebrew calendar would be the end of the year in the Gregorian calendar, or around the fall even. Kind of, it would be at the end of it would be around December, I think. Yeah, around October a little bit. It'd be the fall, like the fall, about to be about to be the end of the year. And the seventh day of the 15th month, gathered in the fruit of ye shall keep a feast on the Lord 7 days. On the first day ye shall be a Sabbath, and on the eighth day shall be a Sabbath. Verse 40. And ye shall take on the first day the boughs of goodly trees, branches of palm trees, and the boughs of thick trees, and willows of the brook, and ye shall rejoice for your God 7 days. So we already know from what we read before that the Feast of Tabernacles is 7 days in the seventh month of the Hebrew calendar, and it's no servile work, and it's make a sacrifice unto the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Gathering on the first day, observe 7 days, then gather. But what it's telling you now is that what you're expected to do is and get some thick branches and make some tents, man. Make some tents, and it's gonna say why. I'm gonna keep going. Verse 41. And ye shall keep it a feast unto the Lord 7 days, and the year. It shall be a statute forever in your generations. Ye shall celebrate it in the seventh month. Verse 42. And ye shall dwell in booths 7 days, and all that are Israelites born shall dwell in booths. Verse 43. That your generations may know that I made the children of Israel to dwell in booths when I brought them out of the land of Egypt. I am the Lord your God. So the Feast of Tabernacles, we're supposed to be dwelling in booths to remember that time in Exodus when we had to get out of Egypt. We were on our way out of Egypt. We were living in tents. You know what I'm saying? We were living in tents the whole time in Exodus. That whole time in the wilderness, we were living out of tents, the whole nation. So that's why I'm saying all your generations and all their dwellings throughout all of time have to live in tents. But what's the thing? We're already living in booths compared to the way we're supposed to be living, or the way we even were living once upon a time. We were like a this building that I'm in now is small compared to the buildings that used to be people's homes back in the days before Egypt. You know what I'm saying? This building that I'm teaching this class in would be like a shed, because you gotta think about it. Like families had farms and plenty of land just for that family. So as a nation, we were exceedingly rich. Now what are we doing? We're living in apartments. I live in a one-bedroom apartment personally, man. That is a booth. So if I were gonna live in a tent, what would I do? Go buy a tent from Academy and put that boy on the lawn right in front of my apartment? I'd be looking like an idiot, man. I'm just making it that much harder for myself. Now, Commander General YAHANNA might have something in line as far as adhering to these scriptures, but as of now, we don't have to live in booths, man, because we already are living in booths. We're in hell right now. Just like the oppressor stops you from going to these high holy days and feast days, sometimes because you got a slavery, or sometimes stop you from showing up to Sabbath because you don't have no gas money because it's hell we living in, or whatever reason, slavery, gotta babysit the kids or whatever. You know, it's hell. We can't do what we want to do. We can't do exactly what we want to do as far as the scriptures and what the scriptures require of us, because we're in hell right now. The same way we can't dwell in booths. We're already because we're in captivity. You know what I'm saying? It makes no sense for us to. I'm not gonna say it makes no sense, but we're not living in tents for 7 days in front of our small apartment building. You know what I'm saying? Because we're already in hell, man. That's what's going on right now. But we still do observe the high holy days 7 days. We still do have the holy convocation. We gather together at the school and celebrate as a family, man. A holy convocation. we observe this feast day. Again, commanding YAHANNA might have something in plan with that. As of now, all you got to observe the uh, the Feast of Tabernacle, all you gotta do is call that number on the screen, call your camp leader, ask him what to do. He's gonna tell you, show up on this day to the school and bring a dish on sundown, and then that's it. Alright, so I'm gonna go into verse 4. I'm in verse 44. And Moses declared unto the children of Israel the feast of the Lord. There you have it, man. The feast of the Lord, man. That's what the Lord wants you to celebrate. Because the Lord doesn't want you to celebrate Valentine's Day. The Lord doesn't want you to celebrate Mother's Day. You know what I'm saying? These are, I pulled that scripture last week, but we're not dismayed at the signs of heaven, nor do we do the customs of the heathen. I'm paraphrasing, but we don't worship what the heathen worships. You know what I'm saying? We worship our God, and we do what our God tells us to do. And we celebrate when our God wants us to celebrate. And our God loves us, so He's gonna make our celebrations fun and worth and good and pleasant to celebrate. Already, man. So that's Leviticus 23. I'm gonna go on to 24. This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 24, verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, verse 2, command the children of Israel that they bring unto thee pure olive beaten for the light, to cause the lamps to burn continually. So that's all we read there. I'm going to go back to the Hebrew, and then we're going to go into the scriptures. And real quick, before I get back to the Hebrew, I just want to say about Leviticus 23, man. It's not only that the Lord is telling us this is when we can celebrate, so we should celebrate because that's when we can celebrate. But we should want to celebrate this, man. This is our culture. Just like I'm gassed to be reading my native language from my ancestors, the Hebrew, we should be gassed to celebrate and observe these high holy days that the Most High gave to us, man. Because that's our culture. That's doing what our ancestors did, man. You know what I'm saying? We're remembering our ancestors, man. It doesn't get more family oriented than that, man. Because really, we're respecting ourselves. I mean, we teach regeneration in the I.S.U.P.K. So us, you know what I'm saying, remembering when we had, like, let's say a sister bakes some unleavened, not bakes, but make some unleavened bread for the Feast of Unleavened Bread. That sister doing that and observing the Feast of Unleavened Bread is really, she's respecting her ancestors when her ancestors had no choice but to eat unleavened bread. And her ancestors was her. That was her making unleavened bread, escaping Egypt. And now, you know what I'm saying, centuries down the line, through regeneration, she's back on the earth, making that unleavened bread. You know what I'm saying? Her aunt was really respecting herself. So we gotta respect our ancestors. We gotta respect our family. We gotta respect ourselves. This is our culture. This is us. Already, that's all I had. Yeah. So now we're back into the Hebrew. See if I got a little bit more of these left. Salaki. Get these burning before I start reading. Salaki. Now I'm having torch difficulties. No sweat. This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 4, verse 3 in the Hebrew. Ma chawataza la parakath ha I ha idath. It's like it. Ha idath ba ahal mawa'id ya idaka athwa a ha aran it's like it. A haran ma irab id bakwar lapanya Yahweh Thamyad Cha Kwath Awalam La Darathiacum. Verse 4. Isle Ha Manara Ha Slakia Ha Tahara Ya Iraka it's like Ya Iraq. It's like it. Ya Iraq. Ath Ha Narawath Lapanya Yahweh Thamyad. Verse 5. Wa lo la quack la slaki. Wa la quakath salath. Wa apayath atha shathyam Aishara Chalawath Shanya Aisharanya Yaha Ya Ha Chala Ha Achath. Verse 6. Wa Shamath Owatham Shathyam Ma Irakawath Shisha Ha Ma'irakath Isle Ha Shalachan Ha Tahar Lapanya Yahweh. Verse 7. Wa Nathath Isle Ha Ma'ai Rakath Labana Zakat Wa Hayatha Lalakah Slakia La Lacham La Azakara Asha La Yahweh. Verse 8. Bayawam Ha Shabbath Bayawam Ha Shabbath Ya Idaka Nawa Slakia Ya Iraka Nawa Lapanya Yahweh Thamyad Ma'ath Banya Yasha'ala Baryath I.W.L.A.M. Verse 9. I.S.U.P.K. Haran. It's like Walabanyawa. Wa a call. It's like what a call Hawa. Bama Kwawam. Kwadash. Kaya. Kwadash. Kwadashim. Hawa'a. Lawa. Ma Ashya. Slakia. Yahweh. Chakwa. I.W.L.A.M. Verse 10. Wa Ya Taza'a. Ban. Asha. Ya Sha'ala Yath. Wa Hawa'a. Ban. Ayash. Tazaraya. Bathyak. Banya. Yasha'ala. Wa Ya Nataza Wa. Slakia. Wa Wayan Tazaya. It's like Wayan Tazawa. Ba Mahana. Ban. Ha Yasha Aliyath. Ha Yasha Aliyath. Wa Yasha. It's like wa Ayash. Ha Yasha Aliyah. Verse 11. Wa Yaquab. Ban. Ha Asha. Ha Yasha Aliyath. Ath. Hasham. Wa Yaqualal. Wa Yaba Ya'awa. Atham. It's like Athwa. All. Masha. Washam. Amawa. Shalamyath. Bath. Da Baraya. La Mata. Dan. Verse 12. Wa Yan Yahawa. Ba Mashamar. La Parash. Laham. Il. Paya. Yahweh. Verse 13. Waya Dabar. Yahweh. All. Masha. La Amar. Already. So now we're gonna do the next 10. We in the book of Leviticus chapter 24. Let's read it. This is the book of This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 24, verse 3. Without the veil of the testimony in the tabernacle of the congregation shall Aaron order it from the evening until the morning before the Lord continually. It shall be a statute forever in your generations. So it's talking about olive oil to cause the lamps to burn, beating olive oil. Almost like when, you know what I'm saying, Captain Tazariak or Sister, what's her name? Like you, Sis Kanayana with the body butters. You know what I'm saying? They beat that oil so it turns thick. Shout out both of those brothers and sisters. That brother's oil and that sister's oil is quality products. So shout out to them for that. So you can buy it out Etsy, Melanin Love and Cesario Gas. But they beat the oil so it gets thick. That's what it's talking about here in the scripture. They beat the olive oil so it gets thick, almost like a wax, right? And it causes the lamps to burn. So it's saying that these are the only lamps that the only type of wax that we want for the menorah in the tabernacle. We want a beaten olive oil, the purest of olive oil. There we go. Yeah, so we want some beaten olive oil. So I'm gonna read it again. I'm gonna just read from verse 1 again. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, verse 2, command the children of Israel that they bring unto thee pure olive oil, beaten for the lamp, so it's like a beaten for the light, to cause the lamps to burn continually. Verse 3, without the veil of the testimony in the tabernacle of the congregation shall Aaron order it from the evening unto the morning before the Lord continually. It shall be a statute forever in your generations. So it's talking about the actual tabernacle. You know what I'm saying? So like the tabernacle is the remaining the remnants of the tabernacle is by the Vatican because the oppressor is the devil. The Bible speaks of. I'm not saying go storm the Vatican. I'm just saying when Christ come back, we gonna get what belongs to us as a nation. But we don't have to worry about having beaten olive oil in this school. This isn't the tabernacle. So that's but as far as them back then and all their generations, that's what had to happen in the tabernacle. Verse 4, he shall order the lamps upon the pure candlesticks before the Lord continually. Verse 5, and thou shalt take fine flour and bake 12 cakes thereof. 2 tenths deals shall be in 1 cake. What's it talking about now? I think it's talking about the showbread for the tabernacle, but we're gonna find out because you got the lamp burning. We're in the tabernacle. This is where the priests teach, and the priests do their priest work. And we're talking about having cakes baked with fine flour. So let's see, verse 6. Shall set them in 2 rows, 6 on a row upon the pure table before. Verse 7, and thou shalt put pure frankincense upon each row, that it may be on the bread for a memorial, even an offering made by fire unto the Lord. Verse 8, every Sabbath he shall set it in order before the Lord continually, being taken from the children of Israel by an everlasting covenant. Verse 9, and it shall be Aaron's and his sons, and they shall eat it holy place. It is most holy unto him, offerings of the Lord made by fire by perpetual statute. So this is the showbread. This is the bread that was put on the table, and it was put on the table every Sabbath, and only the priests were allowed to eat it. Aaron and his sons, the priests. It was part of the offerings, right? Like burnt offerings, or almost like a trespass offering, where only the priest can eat it. But it was bread. It wasn't meat. It wasn't a burnt offering. It was a fine cake, and I know it was banging like a croissant almost. I'm trying to set it up where I can have the money to always bring croissants and coffee for people at Sabbath. And I'm in them. I know I've been saying that for a while, but it only seems right. That's what used to. Shout out to Officer 1000 Sharna Posh, because when I was a trooper coming to Sabbath, his rib made sure that's what we had: croissants, coffee, throw some what do you call them? Rotisserie chickens too. We had that every time. That's one of my fondest memories of coming to Sabbath. Shout out to them and his family. But yeah, I'm trying to get together where I can always just have boxes of croissants, man. Only for the priest, but the showbread only for the priest. But then, you know what I'm saying? When a brother, even like the law, the spirit of the law. I'm gonna go into this quickly, or not quickly, but just briefly. But the spirit of the law, you know what I'm saying? Yes, it was only for the priests, but David ate the showbread with his not battalion, but him and the soldiers that were the brothers that were with him. They ate the showbread when they were on the run. You know, they had nothing to eat, and the priest said, "Here, man, eat this." I thought the showbread was only for the priests, and that's what the Most High wants, or gonna get angry. Now the Most High sees brotherhood shown and exceptions are being made. That's called verse the letter of the law. So there's no law that my croissants are only for the priests. But back then, you know what I'm saying, the showbread, this bread that we're reading about, was only for the priests. So I'm gonna keep reading. I'm gonna start back at 9. And it shall be Aaron's and his sons, and they shall eat it in the holy place, for it is most holy unto him. And the offerings of the Lord made by fire, by a perpetual statute. Verse 10. And the son of an Israelitish woman, whose father was an Egyptian, went out among the children of Israel. And this son of the Israelitish woman and the man of Israel camp. So Egyptian. I'm gonna find out about this. We're gonna read. This is what we're gonna get into next week. Who this son was? An Israelitish woman and an Egyptian. Is the Egyptian a Hamite? I'm gonna find that out. And what about them? But we're gonna finish reading, and we're gonna close up. So verse 11. And the Israelitish woman's son blasphemed the Lord and cursed, and they brought him unto Moses. And his mother's name was Shelamith, the daughter of Debri, of the tribe of Dan. And they put him in ward, that the mind of the Lord might be showed them. So we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that next week about what's going on with this Israelitish woman, and we'll find out is this son an Israelite or not, because he would be an Israelite if his father is an Israelite, right? But it said his father is an Egyptian. So what does it mean by Egyptian? Does it mean that he came from the land of Egypt and he was from the seed of Israel? Just what's the word? Like that was his land. I forgot the word. That it's a specific word that says that's his state of living, and that's not his nationality. But I think you understand what I'm trying to say. We're trying to find out, is this Egyptian by residency, or by his nation, or by his nationality? And we'll have that next week. To this, what it's talking about next week as well. So I can't find a marker. No sweat. I'll take care of that. So right there, we're gonna close out there. Water for joining. We're gonna get into these prayers and pick up next week at Leviticus 24 and 13. All right. So Imadium, which means to stand. La Yashala. So I'm going to salute the Torah as it's down. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah Barakatah. Slakia. That's not it, Slakia. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah Barakatah. All right. Now we're going to get into the prayers. So we're going to say the Lord's Prayer. So I'm going to say, Sar wa Panya Hakwadam, which means turn and face the east. We're going to get into the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Okay. All right. So Sar, turn. This is the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Quadash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malak Wathka, Taba'ah, Ratazaka, Hayah, Aisha, Ba'arataza, Kawa, Hayah, Bashamayim, Nathan Lanawa, Lacham, Kal, Yawam, Wasalak Lanawa, Kawaz Nawa, Kasalak Nawa, Kabwazi Nawa, La'ah, Tabayanawa, Banasayawan, Abal, Hawashaya Nawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Waha'ala, Wahatha Parath, La'awalamyam, Aman. In the English, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever, so be it. Sar, turn to face the front. All right. So now we salute to the brothers and then to the sisters. Sisters, this first part is not for you. This is for the brothers. So men of Israel, Madim Shabbat, Madim, Barak, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah Barakatah, Yadi Matah. Now, Sar, friend, turn, Sar, which means turn and face the sisters. Sisters, we're going to give a courtesy salute to our sisters. Men of Israel, Madim Shabbat, Madim, Barak, Yahweh Shema Alathan, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Yadi Matah. Class dismissed.